What's going on, guys? Stony Rob here, back for another YouTube video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, because mine is going amazing like every other day. Today we're going to be talking about something not very halal, if you know what I mean. I'm going to be talking about my first time ever hitting a fucking lick. The first fucking time I hit my motherfucking lick. It's not a crazy ass lick. It wasn't guns toting, knife stabbing, all that fucking crazy ass shit. No, it was a kind of a smart lick. So I'm gonna give you a backstory. I was fiending for weed. I was fiending like hell. I was needing that fucking weed. So I was trying to find ways to make money because I was broke as shit. I maybe had $30, but I wasn't gonna waste my $30 on weed. I knew what I had priorities, right? So I wanted to eat and that sort of shit. And at that time, I was basically homeless. I was in the streets 24/7. I didn't go back home. I wasn't doing jack shit. I was just finessing food, chocolate bars from fucking Dollarama and all that shit, you know? So one day my friend Jamal comes up to me and he's like, yo, I got a lick. Like any other lick, somebody comes up to you and is like, yo, I got a lick. So I'm ready, right? I'm like, let's go beat his ass, all that shit. And he's like, I don't think we're gonna need to beat his ass. All we need to do is just finesse him. So the lick is for 32 pot brownies. And I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to hit a lick on pot brownies. Who gives a fuck? It's not even money. It's not even weed that I could sell back. It's pot brownies. But then he shows me his Instagram. The guy has maybe 500 followers, but he has enough people buying from him that the market price of that sort of area brownies in my area, is pretty high. They were selling brownies at $15 a brownie. So I was like, oh shit. If I'm stealing that much fucking brownies, I'm gonna make in my head I was like, I'm gonna make over $1,000. So I'm getting ready. I go buy a ski mask, and then I go to Walmart and I finesse one of those police lights. And this police light is gonna come in handy later on in this story. So remember the police light. I finesse a police light. My friend Jamal finesses one big ass police light. Mine was a normal flashlight that I could use as a little stick, but he finessed a big ass police light, huge, longer than a normal arm, a 19-year-old arm, somebody who's 5'7", 5'8", longer than my arm. If he'd hit somebody in the head with that, he'd kill him for sure. So now we got that shit set up. I had my last $20. I went to fucking Five Guys, ate a burger. What the fucking $20? It cost me $18.75. I'll always remember that Five Guys is super expensive, but it's super fucking good, so I'm gonna give that to them. So I'm stomach full. I have maybe 3 cigarettes left to use for anti-stress, right before the lick, you're waiting. And we go to some place and it's, there's the main city, then there's the outskirts of the city. But then we went even further because this guy lived in the woods, really someplace there's one house every few kilometers. So we really lived in the woods. So he told us to meet him in the parking spot where it's next to a trail. So we're like, oh shit, this guy really wants to get fucked up. He wants us to beat his ass for real. Because if I'd kill somebody there, I could literally dig a hole and nobody would find them. So I'm like, bet, we need a driver. So we call up one of our friends whose name is Max. Max pulls up, drives us up there. We pull up there, and once we're there, you could imagine the scenario. There's a parking lot, and in that parking lot, there's a toilet. And one of those construction toilets, a porta potty. Yeah, a porta potty. Jamal hides in the porta potty. I'm the one dealing with this guy. So the guy comes and he comes on walking, and I ask him oh, you don't have a car, nothing? He's like, no, I live close. So I'm like, holy shit, this guy really just set himself up. So I'm like, you got the brownies? He's like, yeah. You got the money? I'm like, yeah. And that for sure, I pull out my wallet and there's fake bills, right? Because I always have fake bills to show for a lick. So people are like, oh yeah, for sure. And I could give him the fake bills, but no, my fake bills are way too precious to use in other scenarios. So I was like, okay, here's the money. Can I see the brownies? So he shows me the brownies, and there's two things that go over my head. It's either I could take the bag, run to the car, drop it in the car, Jamal pulls out of the fucking porta potty and starts beating him, or I start beating on him from the first try. So he pulls out the brownies. I don't hesitate. I just swing. I go bang. I hit him in the face. And the second time, bang, bang, bang. And I don't think I mentioned this, but this guy was 6'4", and he was over 220 pounds. So he's kind of huge. And I'm like, nah. I'm a manlet. I'm fucking 5'8", and I'm about 150, 160. So I'm swinging, all my strength. Jamal walks out. He starts hitting him, right? And this guy bursts in like screaming. He's like screaming the fuck out. He's like, ah, you won't get me. And he's screaming like a fucking boss battle. So we start wailing on him, but he's not fucking falling. So then Jamal pulls out the lamp and he starts hitting him with the lamp. The guy takes the lamp, throws it away, right? So I take the lamp, I turn it on because it's a police lamp. And like I forgot mine in my pocket, and I turn it on and he's blinded. So I take the other one in my pocket, so I put it in his eyes, and he's blinded as shit. He can't see jack shit. So I start beating on him with the two sticks. I look like Donatello or Michelangelo from fucking Ninja Turtles beating on him. And I'm wailing and wailing on him, but he's not falling. And he has the bag in his hands and he's solidly holding it. He doesn't want us to take the bag. So I start hitting him in the kneecaps, and I know that's fucked up. And like anybody who hears this, I know it's fucked up. But I start wailing and I hit his kneecaps. Then he falls to the ground. Jamal takes him from the neck and starts choking him. I take the bag, and once like the guy gets up and like slams himself from the back, like WWE shit, and slams Jamal, runs towards me and tackles me, like football tackles me. And like the bag goes up in the air, falls on the ground. And I'm wondering in my head why the fuck Max isn't getting up, taking the bag and putting it in the car. But I think he was just watching the whole scene, right? So we're fighting and I'm bleeding from the fucking face. This guy's kneecaps are all gone. His face is all swollen up. Jamal's like, my back. He's on the ground. And then I see the fucking lamp right next to me. And he's wailing on me in the face. And I think I was about to pass out, honestly. So I take the fucking lamp and I smack it right upside his head. This guy just bleeds because the lamp had like piece of metal where you could clip it like to your pants, but that piece of metal like kind of broke during the fight. I don't know when. So it went inside of his like fucking cheek and like it cut him. Like it really cut him. So this guy is like screaming and I think he was crying. Like, and then I start wailing at him in his face like I want him to get off of me because he's 220 pounds. Like I can't get that fucking bear off of me. So I'm wailing. He gets up. Jamal and this fucking guy spot the bag. They both run, they hold the bag, and at the same time they start pulling. All of the fucking brownies go up in the air and fall on the ground. All of them. All of them. And I'm starting to pick up like 4 or 5. Jamal tries to pick up 4 or 5. Like, we're trying to pick up the most, but he's like screaming and he's like trying to charge at us. So we just get in the fucking car. We dip. We licked like 10 out of 30, 35 fucking brownies. We're disappointed. This guy like wants to fight us. And he adds us to a fucking Facebook group where he says he wants to 1v1 us. Like 1v1. Like me, him, 1v1, him, Jamal, 1v1. But this guy didn't want to fall on the ground 2v1. And I know it's pretty like fucked up and petty from us and like weak cowards or whatever, but it's a lick. I don't care. So we set it up. We set up the 1v1. Little does he know, we called up like 10 people. And I get there and I'm like, I'm the one who's going to fight you. So we're ready, right? And we're next to like a bridge that connects like one city to another. And like it's pretty low key there. So we're about to fight and I'm getting ready, you know? And he runs towards me and slams me on the ground. Next thing you know, there's fucking 10 guys that come, start wailing on him and beating him. I get up and I'm the one starting wailing at his fucking face. And I'm beating the fuck out of him. I run his pockets. I take his money. I take his phone. I take his wallet. I take everything. We even stripped him. Like we stripped the guy naked. Like he had boxers on and that's it. And we started beating the fuck out of him. And honestly, that's the last time we heard about him. And that's my fucking first lick. That's it. It's not that deep. There wasn't guns or anything, but like it was a shitty lick. It was brownies. First of all, that's a shitty lick. Second of all, we only got 10 brownies. Third of all, we beat his ass like 10 people. And thinking about it, this was like 2-3 years back. It was pretty cowardly on our part to like beat his ass with like 10 people. We should have manned up and fought him because honestly, 1v1, he would have kicked my ass. And probably 2v1, he would have kicked our asses if we didn't have like the police flashlights. And honestly, you guys shouldn't hit licks. That's just like the lowest part of my life where I really was feeding for a fucking weed high. And I could have just hit up anybody like, yo, do you want to smoke a joint? Yeah, sure, bro. Okay, let's go. I was just fiending, so don't ever do that shit. But honestly, it was an experience that I had to live through, and I've done many other licks in my life, but that was pretty much the first and the worst one I've ever done. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I know it's a shitty story, no guns, no weapons, like any other like commentary YouTuber, but that was just genuinely what I did. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. It keeps me motivated to make more videos like this. Tell me in the comments down below how your first lick went, and did you ever even hit a lick? This is Tony Rob. I wish you guys an amazing day, because you know what? I'm out.